Good evening. My name is Bakaram Singh, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a program that is used at our high school for our ninth grade English scholars. So, the program that we're using for the first time this year is called Unbounded Education. And this is going to be pretty much focusing on the kids that are reading below grade level coming into the ninth grade. Is used in the entire ninth grade English curriculum. There's English 1 and then there's critical reading. So all of our ninth grade students take English 1, but some students are actually in critical reading for one period a day. So they kind of get a double period of English, and they do that for 55 minutes in the morning. And so I got a chance to sit in on one of their classes because I had first period off. So I got to see how Unbounded education was being used in the classroom. Ms. Ruff was able to give me a preview about what she does with the materials. Everything is found online. And the program was created by former teachers, school administrators, people that are just really close to education and know what it is they need to do or what needs to be taught and how it needs to be taught in order for students to feel successful. Some of the materials Ms. Ruff says she uses and others she tweaks just because of the fact that she knows her students. It's a small class, so she knows what students are interested in. She knows how they learn, and she makes changes to some of the text and she swaps them out for more interesting text because we know like the best way to get students to learn effectively is to hook them. And so if you're just giving them something that they're not particularly interested in, retention is going to suffer because you are not establishing meaning for them. But I really like the way that the packets are structured in terms of having students try to figure out, well, why am I reading this text? And try to ask questions and have them go into the first read and try to figure out answers to those questions and then revisit those questions as upon rereading the material, because we all know we can't just sit down and read something once and actually understand what's being said. And for these students who are reading below grade level, it is important for them to know what it is that they are trying to accomplish by reading this text. Some questions going in and trying to address those questions after a first read, a second read, maybe even a third read. Another key aspect of why this curriculum is actually working in the ninth grade right now is all in the delivery. So, as David Sousa points out, learning to read successfully is strongly linked to spoken vocabulary. So students need to be actually listening to the words that they are saying and say, what do I hear? And how can I figure out what this means? And how can I visualize what this author is saying, what this sentence is saying, even from a smaller standpoint, what this sentence is saying. So Ms. Ruff definitely tackles those lower levels of the chain here, the phonological level of trying to figure out how these words sound, and then trying to figure out what they mean at the morphological level by analyzing roots and prefixes and suffixes. Does this word remind you of a word that's more familiar to you? How does that word that's more familiar to you make you feel? And trying to make those connections. Once kids are able to do that, then they're able to tackle phrases and sentences and eventually passages and try to figure out what they mean. So everything about the way this curriculum is written seems to be working out. Unfortunately, I teach math. I'm not in the classroom to observe how this curriculum is going on a daily basis. But from what I hear, it's actually working for those students, and I hope that they actually do achieve their goals of improving on their reading abilities by at least 2 grade levels by the end of the year. Everything is about being college ready, and so hopefully these students are able to have those gaps filled this year and maybe even next year as they move on through their high school careers.